I've also been speaking with lawmakers outside of this Judiciary Committee. They are also frustrated that they don't get a say with a vote on the floor here. Either Minority Leader Republican Rob Ortt telling us earlier tonight he believes it's unfair the nomination didn't reach the full Senate, saying the committee failed to follow its constitutional responsibility. Of course, more on this as the days and the night goes on as we see what Governor Hochul will do next. Reporting live here from the Capitol, Tom Eschen, CBS 6 News. We're here at Ted's Fish Fry on Western Ave in Albany. This is one of the businesses that's been struck by these thieves, and this is what they're after. What's inside of this container, it's the used cooking oil. Now, what they'll do is they'll back their van or their truck in that has a tank inside of it. They'll run a hose out here, and you can see this is in disrepair. The top of this is broken. They'll pump out the oil, dozens of gallons with their hose into their truck. It's all done in a matter of about 10 minutes. Another blow to the restaurant industry financially. So some of those experts told me today they don't expect the recession to be a long one. So it's up to the officials, the ones that you helped elect yesterday, to act now to help combat some of those factors, address that labor gap in order to put New York in a better position, in better shape, along with all of you, all the people in the state for the next few months and even years to come. Reporting here live from Saratoga Springs, Tom Eschen, CBS 6 News. That means that, yes, this cut will squeeze the police department a little bit more. But on a yearly basis, the Schenectady Police Department, when it comes to overtime, they go over the budget anyway. So I looked into why that is, number one, and where they come up with the money to compensate for that. Yeah, we have now confirmed police have arrested 19-year-old Nicholas Fiebka for the deaths of William Horwoodall and Alessia Wadsworth. Fiebka was arraigned this morning. He is currently in Schenectady County Jail. He's going to have a preliminary hearing at 7:30 a.m. on Monday morning. All this information coming to us through the court documents just released. Just released as well the mugshot of Nicholas Fiebka. Thanks, Greg. Yeah, 5 hours worth. And after those 5 hours of questioning ended with a gavel, as it always does, the votes were counted. And then the announcement that the nomination was lost. The gavel was hit as some of the lawmakers said, hey, we want to file a motion here to get it to the floor. But that is when the committee chair, Brad Hoylman-Siegel, hit the gavel, ending the session. And the mayor told me no, there is nothing extra in this budget that will address some of the issues that residents have had with their sewers and the general infrastructure here in Schenectady. This year's budget around $104 million. Last year was $98 million. Some of the good news is here is that the tax rate will stay the same for the second straight year. You know, it's interesting. I did speak to Antonio Delgado, and I was talking to him about this today. He mentioned the digital divide and how thin that line could be, not just here, but in several places across the state. I talked to some people that have fiber here in Rensselaerville, and then you just heard from a couple residents that don't have pretty much anything other than maybe a cell phone signal here and there. So that's how thin the line is and how much they do need this moving forward. And if you don't know, or if you're wondering, go to CBS6Albany.com to get to the link to that website to get your residents on their list, so that way that you don't get left behind in all of this. Reporting live here from Rensselaerville tonight, Tom Eschen, CBS 6 News.
CBS's Tom Eschen has been speaking with lawmakers about this latest turn and joins us live from the Capitol tonight. Tom, this is kind of a last-minute vote here.
Yeah, we didn't really know it happened. We heard about it right around 11 o'clock this morning, Greg, and I guess a lot of the lawmakers did as well from what we're being told. They had to cancel some events and scramble here to get to this vote, which took place right around 3 o'clock this afternoon. Hector LaSalle, he actually sat right behind me in the chamber, so he was here in person to hear once again his fate be decided, this time by the full New York State Senate, as he left after finding out that he was once again denied. He didn't show much emotion, which is actually a good example of the kind of judge and the way he approaches the bench itself. But today, it wasn't exactly about his merits, more so about the Constitution and the process. Talked about the lawsuit. That's not going away at this point. The Republicans say, those that have put it forward say that will continue, as they want something in writing. They want a precedent set that now, from moving forward here, there will always be a movement to the floor, the full Senate floor, when it comes to nominating a chief judge. Reporting live here from the Capitol tonight, Tom Eschen, CBS 6 News. Thank you very much, Ann. Yeah, it's been a busy day for the governor. She's been around the state and now here at the Albany Labor Union Temple Auditorium as we're in this final stretch before Election Day. As you mentioned, a who's who of her supporters as well alongside these labor unions are here tonight to hear the governor speak here in just a little while. This comes as polls have been trending towards a single-digit lead for Hochul over Republican Lee Zeldin. He's been making the rounds, flanked by Republican governors Ron DeSantis of Florida, Glenn Youngkin of Virginia. I will say, though, tomorrow, Hillary Clinton and Vice President Kamala Harris are expected to stump for Hochul in Manhattan. Back home, closer here to Albany, Lieutenant Governor Antonio Delgado is here. He will speak, as well as Congressman Paul Tonko, as Hochul makes this final push here with 6 days to go before Election Day across the state. We'll have continuing coverage here all night long live from Albany. But for now, reporting here in Albany, Tom Eschen, CBS 6 News. Yeah, good evening. It's been an unsettling first week of school for these students and parents, teachers alike here in Glens Falls. A lot of the parents and students that I spoke with worried about all of the tragedy they've seen happen throughout the country and that hitting so close to home. Thankful that anything like that has been avoided here. And actually, I will say some are encouraged by the sense of urgency the administration has taken in making some actions and some changes in all of this. Yeah, it's really interesting at that. Michael Phillips believed that these documents were misplaced by a member of the DA office here in Saratoga County. But it turns out, and what we've come to find out, it appears that he went to the wrong place. Boston Town Court's about a 10-minute drive from where we are right here in Saratoga County. Questions still remain about these documents here as we sit tonight. Of course, these had public information involved. They were in the public's hands for more than a week at that. So now it is up, if you could say, to the Boston Town Court to determine whether or not they want to go and investigate why these documents got out of their hands, why they were in someone else's hands for such an extended period of time, and whether or not they want to bring in law enforcement to help adjudicate that. So we'll keep an eye on this story here as the days go on. Reporting live here in Saratoga County, Tom Eschen, CBS 6 News.
CBS 6's Tom Eschen joins us live tonight in Glenville. He's been asking if the infrastructure can keep pace with this movement. So what's the answer, Tom?
All right, well, we're going to try to get an answer for you here tonight, Greg, and everybody else out there. First, I'm going to show you something to have an example of how fast this industry is moving. This is an electric charger here at Mohawk Honda in Glenville. Right now, this is about a little more than 2 years old. It'll take about 8 to 12 hours for you to get a full charge of your vehicle through this charger, but that's changing here pretty soon. Mohawk Honda is going to get a couple of those superchargers, but it'll take less than an hour to get that full charge. Now, it's up to the municipalities and some of the companies that work in this industry to see if they can catch up to what the state also is looking to require here in a couple of years as well.